Check, check, check. Check, check. This is so weird. So my name's Derek Marvin. You guys don't know me yet, but I used to be 450 pounds. Growing up, I was always overweight for my age. I was never at or below like the recommended weight. So I was born and raised in a small town in Washington called Yakima until about 14. Then I moved here with my family for my dad's job to Dallas, Texas. When I moved here, I wasn't super obese yet. Like I was still young, but I was overweight. And as the years went on, it slowly got worse and worse and worse. The following years, it got worse and worse and worse till about 2016, 2017. That's when it got really, really bad. It got to the point where I started to not go out in public, like pick up prescriptions or get food, anything that revolved around interacting with people. I kind of stopped. Then after about a while of that, it progressed to me only going out with my close friends and family. Then it got even worse, and I would only hang out with one family member or one friend at a time because I didn't like there being multiple people there that could potentially talk about me behind my back. I know how ridiculous that sounds, but that's just how far disgusted I was with myself, and we'll get into that in a minute. After that, it kind of got to the point where I would only leave my room or house if it was a major event that I needed to attend, like a wedding or like a Christmas event, something that I just could not miss. If it wasn't dire, I wasn't there. And it all came to a head in like the peak point of my reclusiveness. I love football, and I'm from Seattle, go Hawks. And the last event that I went to was I had been in my room for like a month straight. I hadn't gone out. This was after high school. And I was just in my room playing video games, eating nonstop. And I remember it was a Cowboys Seahawks game on Christmas Eve. We drive to the stadium. I get out. And the time it took me to get out of the car and to my seat, the game was already in the second quarter. I had to stop every couple feet to, take a breath. My knees, my ankles, my joints were killing me. And that was the moment that I realized that my weight wasn't only affecting like me just being able to move and walk, but it was like impeding on the things that I greatly cared about, right? My family, my friends, activities, and football. So then you think, well, that must have changed you. Actually, it did the exact opposite. I felt so lost and so far gone that I gained another 30 pounds in the following months after Christmas. And after that, I finally broke the 400 plane, and I was about 420 pounds, and that's when I stopped getting on the scale. Because every time that I would step on that fucking scale, it would just ensure the feeling I had about myself, the disgust, the anger, and it would just make me stress eat more. But thankfully, July of 2018 was when my life would change drastically for the better. I woke up like any other morning, wrapped in a blanket because none of my clothes would fit. And I remember looking down at myself and for the first time almost seeing the problem. Like before, I knew I was big, I knew I was fat, but this time was different. Like I could see it, I felt it. And from that moment on, all I wanted in my head, they always say, if you put your mind to something, and to me, those are just words. But this is what it felt like to put your mind to something. Everything else dissipated, everything, video games, football, everything that I cared about prior disappeared. And all I wanted was to lose the weight. I used to sit in my bed and think about all I wanted in life. I used to pray, I used to go, all I want in life is for there to be real life sliders. Like, in Skyrim or like any kind of game where you can adjust how your player looks, right? You can take the weight down, you can juice the muscles, whatever. I just wanted that to be real so bad because I thought that was my only way out. I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to lose this weight for real. So first thing I did, I went out to a local gym and I got a membership that day, not the next day, that day. And I started researching every single day. I'd get home from the gym, I'd do researching on how to lose weight efficiently. What do I eat? Portion size, everything. And don't get me wrong, there was a massive learning curve, trial and error. It took me months to realize like the most efficient, effective way of losing weight and sucking up loose skin. And that's kind of why I'm making this video, because I want there to be less of a learning curve for you guys. I want everyone to see that someone who's that far gone can change their whole life with a mindset. And with somebody motivating them and getting them ready to go, it's just easier. It makes life easier. And I know that I'm in the rarity. I know that my case is not like most people. Most people don't just wake up and change their life. Most people just don't. And I know that it takes a lot of determination, it takes a lot of drive, and a lot of that stems from motivation. So y'all probably clicked on this video to see how I did it. How did you do it? And I'm gonna tell you, but first, before I tell you, I just wanna say, I think that working out, losing weight, and fitness in general, I think it is an exact 50-50 split of being tough mentally and physically to be successful in fitness, just in general. And I think it's played a massive role in me not only getting to where I'm at now, but continuing to keep my physique, keep my mentality, keep my drive. Just training yourself mentally as well as physically is a massive thing that everyone should be doing. Okay, so what did I eat? What did you eat? What did I fucking eat? Well, in the beginning, I didn't know, like I said, anything about nutrition, anything about lifting weights, anything about losing weight. So I did it wrong, okay? Do not think the way you lose weight is to just stop eating, okay? Your body actually does the adverse effect, and you start holding on to your excess weight because your body thinks you're going into survival mode. Obviously, it's more in-depth than that, but that's just the surface level explanation as to why full fasting is not an effective way of losing weight. So I started out eating very, very little. I would eat like 500 calories a day and work out twice a day. That is not advised. But what I found to be the most effective way and most efficient way of burning fat and losing weight and staying lean was the following. Every morning I would do 3 scrambled egg whites with an apple and a men's multivitamin just to take care of any extra nutrients I've been missing out on, or like vitamins. Every afternoon I would come home and I would make a protein shake with nothing but water and the protein powder with a banana on the side. You can blend it up, that's optional, but at the time that's how I did it. And finally, just to round out the day, I'd finish it off with 1 full boneless, skinless chicken breast, a half cup of white rice, and a cup of broccoli. No seasoning except for black pepper on any of it. So that's all I ate for 7 months. And in that 7 months, I lost over 200 pounds. Now, it wasn't all just eating, okay? Half of it's eating and half of it is working out. Not obviously a 50-50 split. The diet's more important, but the working out is also important. And what I said earlier about being strong mentally and training yourself mentally. So I lived in a household where the people around me weren't trying to change themselves physically. They were still eating pizza and Hot Pockets and whatever they wanted. All of my stuff was in the fridge next to it or in the pantry behind it. So I'd always have to reach past the Hot Pockets and the foods that I love to get my chicken breast that I've eaten for the umpteenth time this week, or push the cereal to the side and grab the rice that I've eaten forever. And that really trained me mentally to not only be able to say no to the foods that I love, because I'm doing it the hard way, I'm pushing past it, physically grabbing the things that I like and making the conscious choice to grab something else that's healthy. And I honestly attribute most of, if not all of my success to the fact that I had to do the hard thing. I had to, and that's why I know I will never be there again. And now finally, it wasn't all just eating and dietary. Obviously, the gym was a huge thing for me. I was there twice a day, every single day with the exception of Sunday. I would go to the gym twice a day and run on the treadmill both times that I went for 45 minutes a piece. And then for the last minute, I would juice it. Now, I say the last minute, but when I first started, I couldn't run for more than probably 15 seconds. I remember the first day I went, I got on the treadmill and I ran for 12 seconds. I got off, ran outside, and threw up on the ground from 12 seconds of running. So I implore you to do as much as you possibly can in the last little bit. I just like to burn it out. That's all I did at the gym. I really didn't focus on lifting weights. Now you might be wondering, well, I clicked on this video because the person in the thumbnail was huge and jacked, okay? I understand that. This video was specifically for the people who wanted to lose the weight. That's why I only addressed me at my biggest to get to me at my smallest. I haven't even touched on the fact that when I was the smallest I've ever been, I still wasn't happy. One of the only qualities that didn't depress me about being this big dude, this 6'4", 450-pound dude, was the fact that I didn't feel weak and frail. I felt like no one's gonna mess with me. I'm this massive guy. So when I got to the smallest I ever was, 172 pounds, I had lost all of that feeling. And I absolutely hated it. So what did I do? I did hours and hours and hours and days and days and days of research on how to build my body effectively and efficiently and safely. And now from my 170-pound self to my now 245-pound self, that's a whole nother video. I'm not making this video to flex. I'm not making this video for the clout. I'm not making this for any other reason except for one. I did not have a support system. I did not have a motivator in my life telling me, you got this, you can do this, here's proof you can do this, this is how you do this. That's what I want to be for all of you. I know it takes a lot of drive and push and tell you over and over and over, and that's what I'm here for. That's what I want this video to be. If this helps one person, if this helps just one person, that's fine with me. Obviously, my want is to actually make a difference and change things, but I know that not everyone is going to watch this video and immediately go change their life. Or someone who's watching this video could just click on it because they're intrigued. Maybe they're not out of shape, or maybe they don't want to change their life. Hi to you guys too. But this video is for the people out there that want to change their lives and literally don't know how. The learning curve is too big and they're scared of it. They don't want to go into the gym and look stupid, or go into the gym and look at all these jacked people and skinny people and feel even more self-conscious about themselves. But I'm telling you right now, two things from the bottom of my heart, from me, a guy who has done it, who was the worst off you could be at that age, that when you get in there and you look at the guy to your right who's jacked and shredded and can run for 14 miles, and you look to your left and you see the girl with the perfect body, the perfect face, and you're this sack of garbage, I don't want you to think, I want to be like that guy. I don't want you to think, I want to be like that girl. I don't even want you to watch this video and look at me and go, I want to be like that guy. I want you to crush me. I want you to crush him. I want you to crush her. I want them to watch you crush them. The two things that I want to tell you are, one, it is attainable. And that's what this video is for. To show you it's attainable. From even the worst off people, it is attainable. And two, no matter how alone you feel, no matter how much you feel like you don't have a support system, you don't have someone behind you pushing you and showing you how to do it, that's what I'm here for. The last thing I want to say before I end this video is, you might be thinking, well, Derek, you look a little bit thick than the after picture up in the thumbnail. And yes, but that's for a good reason. So I thought to myself a couple months back, I'm going to drop this video in October. That was my original thought. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to drop this video in December. Because New Year's resolution, everyone wants to change their bodies, change their whole lifestyles, be a new them. So I made the decision, I'm going to do a bulk. Okay? And maybe it'll be a little more dirty than I want it to be. And maybe I'll get a little fat, but that's fine. Because I want, as soon as this video drops, I want to start losing weight with you. And I'm going to document it all, the progress, what I'm doing, what I'm eating, everything. Because I want to do it along with you to show you that it's as easy as I'm saying. And I'm going to lose the weight with you. So if you forget everything I just said in this entire video and you only take one thing away, the only thing I need you to know and want you to know is it's possible. And go today. Go now. Don't do it tomorrow. Don't start on Monday because you want it to be a fresh week. Go now and do it. You will thank yourself and you will thank me. Thanks for listening, guys.